Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. I am a 44-year-old single person living in the Northern Virginia area. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for stopping back by. I really appreciate it. I hope that if you haven't already done so, you would consider subscribing to my channel and hit that little bell icon so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Alright, so today we are going to go over my zero-based paycheck to paycheck budget. This is going to be for the pay period of May 17th through May 30th. And if the lighting is a little off, I am staying with my friend. She just had surgery. I'm down in the basement, actually filming on her daughter's toy box, which, so the light's not the best, but I'm gonna make do. Okay, so let me tell you what I'm using. This is new. I got this at Staples back a few weeks ago. It is a Colo Flexi journal, and it is the 8x10. And I'm going to try to find this on the Staples website and link it down below. It has a ribbon marker, it's got a faux leather outside, and then it's got ivory paper and 256 pages that are lined, and I'm really enjoying this. I am a paper and pen budgeter. I don't use stickers or any of that kind of good stuff. I tried that and it just really was, it took me so much time to get them laid down. So I just prefer plain, good old-fashioned pen and paper. All right, so let me show you. I've got everything kind of laid out just to save time. So again, this is for May 17th through May the 30th. And let's go ahead and start with income. My income is currently $1,700, and that is bi-weekly. Now I am, again, a single person. My children are grown. It's just me and my 2 fur babies. And so this is what we're starting with. All right, so let's move on to fixed expenses. This first thing on my list is my rent. I put back half of my rent every paycheck. It goes into its own account. I have Capital One 360, and I have a rent account that I have my employer split off $450 every paycheck. So let me go ahead and write down $450. So my total rent for the month is $900. Now May is a 3 pay period month for me. The first paycheck of May, I actually took the money that went into that account, the $450, and put it towards debt. And so this will be the first half, and then the second half will be deposited on May 31st. Moving on to debt, my minimum payment for this pay period is going to be $300. I don't split them out on my budget, mainly because the payments are all the same and just to save space. Next is Hulu. And Hulu is going to get, it's $11.99. And backing up to my rent, this is all inclusive. I don't pay for utilities, I don't pay for cable. It's just a flat fee of $900 per month for my rent. So I do subscribe to Hulu. And I also have my cell phone bill, which is due this time, and that is $55.50. And last is Sling, and Sling is another streaming service, and it gets $44.98. It's definitely more expensive than the other streaming services, but what I do like about Sling is that there is a DVR, like an online cloud DVR that I can use, which is really nice to have. All right, so let's move on to adding this up. I'm going to grab my calculator. All right, so let's take my rent, $450 plus $300 plus $11.99 plus $55.50 plus $44.98. Okay, so my total fixed expenses is $862.47. Okay, next is cash expenses. I did go ahead and make a few changes to my budget. The first one is that I have lumped together food, toiletries, and household. I get all of these things pretty much at the same store, and the amount of money that I'm putting towards toiletries and household is only $5 each a week, and so it just seems silly to have a separate envelope for that when I end up just combining it and taking it to the store with me anyway. Food, toiletries, and household, $120. All right, next is gas for my car. I am increasing that this time. Gas is almost at $4 a gallon here. So my old budget was $20 a week. New budget is $30 per week. So for this pay period, that will give me $60. Okay, next is donations, and donations gets $5 per week, so $10 for this pay period. Next is fur babies, and this is for their food, treats, and litter. They are spoiled rotten. They get wet food every day. Their budget weekly is $25, so for this pay period, that will give them $50. And last in cash expenses is fun money. I get $20 per week, so $40 for this paycheck. So let's add that up. I hear one of the dogs whining, so there may be some barking soon. That is possible. My friend has 2 puppies and 2 kitties, and then I also have my puppy here, so it is definitely a house full. All right, so household toiletries, food, $120 plus $60 for gas, $10 for donations, $50 for fur babies, and $40 for fun money. It's $280. Okay, and next is my sinking funds. So I have cut out another sinking fund, and I will get to that here in a minute, but for right now let's work on car insurance. $20 for the week, $40 for this pay period. Car maintenance is going to get $30 per week, so $60 for this pay period. Last is fur babies, and this is different from my other fur baby category. This is for vet bills. It could be for shots. It could be for nail trims, and that is going to get $10 per week, so $20 for this pay period. So the total for my sinking funds is $120. Okay, so let's move up here to talk about what I've cut for my budget. I have cut my Easy Pass. I'm going to tough it out and take the regular lanes, and I am also cutting out car taxes and tags. So I think I have I have a little bit in my fund. I don't have the book handy to think about what the total is at the moment, but this is something that I can cash flow on the month that it's due. I have an old 2006 car, and the taxes are less than $100 per year, and tags are fairly cheap. So I went ahead and cut that as well. Let's talk about my debt totals. So I did, I'll do a separate video, but I have settled one of my debts. I just have one payment left to make, and I will have this paid probably in the next month or so. My first debt is my credit card. It has $1,500 left. The original balance was $10,400. Next is my auto loan, and that was from an automobile that was a total loss, and so that balance due is $11,200. Next is a personal loan. The total is $14,700. And last is another credit card, and it has a balance of $11,700. So my total debt is $39,100. And if you guys have been following me for a little bit, my debt started out at the beginning of the year at $55,900. So just to let's see how much I have. Let me clear this exchange out here. Let's see how much been able to knock out. 55,900 minus, and then 39,100 is a difference of, that doesn't seem right. Maybe it is 16,800. Let me try that one more time. Actually, I should probably add this up again. Make sure I have everything. All right, so the IRS I paid off at the beginning of the year, that was about 5,000. I guess that is right. So this credit card was 10,000, I think 400. I settled it at 4,500 yesterday. And so I had about, I think it was $3,200 to throw at it right away. And then I had $1,500 that is due sometime before October, but I'll have that paid off here in the next 30 days. So let me just add that up again, because I think that's right. So 1,500, 11,000, I think that is wrong. 1,500 plus 11,200 plus 14,700 plus 11,700. Yeah, 39,100. So if I take my original debt of 55,900 at the beginning of the year, yes, that is correct. I have eliminated $16,800 worth of debt. So not too shabby. But I wanted to give you guys an update because I haven't really been doing that too much, talking about how much debt was still left. Okay, so last on my list for today is to break down my cash total, and this is how I figure out what denominations I need. So typically what I do is I start out each month with a monthly budget that kind of gives me a roadmap of everything that I expect I'm gonna have to, that's gonna come out of my paychecks, all of my fixed cash expenses, sinking funds, all of that good stuff. So first of the month, I get that done. Then I do a paycheck to paycheck budget, and that is going to be a budget that is zero based. Then I grab my cash for 2 weeks, but I do my cash stuffing weekly, and that seems to be working for me pretty well. Which reminds me, I am missing a very important box down here, which is the remaining. So the remaining amount is what is going to be thrown towards debt. Now, I had already calculated this in advance. I have already thrown the remaining amount to the debt. That was my credit card, so that has already been paid. But let's go ahead and add up how much that was. So my paycheck is $1,700. Minus my fixed expenses, $862.47, minus my cash expenses of $280, minus my sinking funds of $120. So that gives me $437.53, and that's what I threw at debt for this pay period. Next, let's go over my cash totals and how I break this down. All right, so I start with the first line. Some people go through and they're like, okay, I need how many 20s? That's 6 20s, 7, 8, 9. I don't do it that way. I get very confused and I end up messing up my cash totals. So I start with each category and then determine what I need for each one. So for household toiletries, since this is going to be split between 2 weeks, I'm going to need 2 50s, and then I'm going to need 2 10s. Next is gas. That will get, let's see, 20, 40, 60. And then, no, that's not right. It will get 20, 40, 50, and 60. Donations is all in ones. And it's the only thing that I need in one, so we'll just say 10. All right, next is fur babies, and fur babies is gonna get, I guess I needed that after all. It's gonna get 2 20s and 2 5s. Next is fun money, and that will get 2 20s. Then moving on to sinking funds, for car insurance, I'll take 2 20s. Car maintenance, I'll get 2 20s. And then I'll get 2 tens. And then last is fur babies, and fur babies will get 2 tens. And so that's how I do the breakdown. It seems to be a little bit easier for me to do it that way. All right, I know this is getting kind of long, so I'm sorry about that, but I had a lot to update you guys on and some changes. So I really appreciate you watching, and I hope that you guys are doing well in your budget and that you have a great day or night wherever you're at. Bye.